Perfect.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Network coming at you with another edition of the Unscripted Sportscast. Yeah, man, I know we've been missing in actions. Last show I gave was early in July. Vacation mode, baby. It's summertime. Just got back from Puerto Rico, spending a week over there. We had some other stuff going on. And you know how it is, man. It's vacation time. It's that time you spend with the kids. It's that time you enjoy life, man. So we had a great time on vacation. Shout out to the Ganners for hosting. Awesome time over there. And the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, man. My kids, this is the first time my kids ever been. So it was nice. It was nice, man. We had a great time. But yeah, man, I want to come up here, go ahead and give you this. Not a lot going on in sports, but we do. Really nothing to talk about. We do training camp. It's ramping up in full effect. There's some key holdouts that I want to go over with you today and, give you my take and what does it mean by the team and where do they stand in regards to the holdout. Is it a serious holdout? Is it just bluffing? Are we just playing the dance game here, back and forth, see what's up? A lot of things have happened in the news in the past week. Shit, man. A couple of weeks ago, former president almost got shot. Well, did they get shot? Didn't die. Current president steps down from the race, and laughing Kamala is up to the bat, baby. So I got I'm going to give you my take on some funny videos that I have here regarding the whole Kamala thing. And I'll give you from an average Joe twist in my take on the whole scenario here through Andrew Schultz. Don't miss that. That's going to be towards the end. A little humor here. I don't like to get political in my show, but hey, there's not a lot of content to go around. But let's get started and talk about the NFL here. Some of the key holdouts. We got some key holdouts out here right now in training camp. I want to go for the main ones. Let's start with Jordan Love. Jordan Love had a massive year last year, first year starting, breakout year after 30 touchdowns. He has reported to camp, but is declining practice until they reach a deal. The Packers, of course, are going to get this done. General Manager Brian Gutekunst, if I pronounce that right, hopes to extend the deal for Love. Hopefully, with him missing too much time. So, without risking a lot of, on-field. So Jordan Love is holding on, which, of course, you knew that was going to happen. Absolutely, that was going to happen. He is the quarterback of the future. He has all the chips, his bargaining chips. He has all the leverage. And, dude, he needs to do this. And the Packers are going to nail this. The Packers are absolutely going to nail this down anytime soon. They will. They're going to absolutely nail this. They're not going to let this kid walk. They're not going to allow Jordan Love to miss any time. This is absolutely what's going to happen. They're not going to allow that. They're the franchise quarterback. So even though Jordan Love is a key holdout, it's not a big deal because this is going to get done a lot quicker than you think, folks. This is not a negotiating bargaining tool. It's going to be how much and when, not if, for Jordan Love. Next key holdout in training camp, we have Tua Tagovailoa, Pro Bowler. Last year led the NFL in passing yards with over 4,600 yards. Of course, has two of the greatest weapons in Waddle and Tyreek Hill in a Madden style offense led by Mr. I forgot his McDaniel. All right, Mike McDaniel. Tua right now is admittedly impatient over the slow long-term negotiations and has declared that in June that the market is the market, and he's hinting that after roughly having a top, he wants top 5 money. Even though he reported to camp, he is declining practice as well. He'll be very fluid. I don't know what that means with Coach Mike McDaniel, which was confirmed on day 2 of practice when Tua flat out did not suit up for the practices. Here's a problem. See, this one is a little more dicey, right? Is a matter of, is Tua the fit and the future quarterback for Miami? Tua wasn't Mike Flores' quarterback. You know what I mean? He did not want Tua to begin with, but that's why Mike Flores is not here. And Tua has shown that in this offense, he could thrive. hasn't translated into deep playoff runs 2 years in a row after having great regular seasons, lighting up the scoreboard for the Dolphins, and having, highlighted great fantasy quarterback, just with great fantasy output, with fantasy success, no real world scenario success for the Dolphins. And, last year he played 17 games. So, he didn't get hurt on like the couple of the previous years. So the question is, does the Dolphins want to keep Tua? Let me slide this up here real quick. Regarding the Dolphins are expected, this is the NFL record projections by USA Sports. The Dolphins are expected to be a top contender with the Jets, all right, for the NFC, for the AFC East. And they are expected, wow, this is a pretty bad prediction, 8-9. I don't know about that. Come on, man. Who else is in that division apart from the Jets? I get it. But let's bring this back down. But honestly, the Dolphins really have no other choice. All right, Tua could hold out. He would lose some money. However, who else do the Dolphins got backup? Right? I don't know if Mike White's still on the team. Doesn't matter. So it's just one of those things that the Dolphins do not have a better option but to lock up Tua. It is what it is. That's what the Dolphins have, no better option than Tua right now. And it's one of those things that it is what it is. They're going to have to bite the bullet. My personal opinion, I think Tua is still a hit away or a play away from being seriously hurt. All right. And having a short career in the NFL. Dolphins worked a bit on that offensive line last year. And they protected Tua's, left side. You saw the results. Tua had a magical season offensively, but doesn't translate well. And look, the Dolphins need to trust Tua to be that guy at least for 3 or 4 more years and see if he could take them deep into the playoffs. I honestly don't think Tua is that type of quarterback in a different system. So he's in the right system with Mike McDaniel. He's in the right place with the players he has around him. And the Dolphins really have no choice. You know what I mean? The Dolphins really have no choice. My control's not working here. What the hell? Sorry, guys. I'm some technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on here, man. My second screen is not working. That's what happens when you're on vacation. Damn! My mouse is not even working either. Sorry about that. Yep. So moving on to the notable training camp holdouts right now. Next, Alvin Kamara reported to camp, but is seeking a new contract. The former Pro Bowler is still one of the highest paid at his position, but his current deal is expandable through 2024. So he is likely looking for more additional guarantees. Hence, he actually departure the end of mandatory training camp. And the fact that he has reported the trailer suggests that the two sides will be probably coming up with some type of deal. I don't know. Kamara doesn't have, look, the Saints are not in any position here. Kamara right now should just chill. I know Kamara wants to get some more guaranteed money, man, because he's towards the end of his running back, prime. He showed some decline last year. This offense is really crappy with Carr running it. Let's take a look at what the prediction is for the according to USA Sports, the Saints are looking at a let me see here if I could find it. The Saints are looking. Let me look at here. Let me just got to look at my tab here. The Saints, where the hell are the Saints? 8-9 record, finishing second in that division. Well, if that is the case, that means they're a win away. They're definitely a win away from making to win a division if they're going to be 8-9. So, moving on. Ceedee fucking Lamb. This one is hard. All right. Ceedee Lamb is holding out completely. Not reporting to camp, holding out 100% here, man. Last year, the NFL leader in receptions with 135, almost won the Triple Crown. entering the final year of his rookie contract. He is going to command some top, highest paid type of money for the wide receiver position. Some Jefferson money right here. All right. He's absorbed a fine, skipping mandatory minute training camp, but reportedly yet to have extended a long-term contract. Talks with the Cowboys. Also, here's the problem with Dallas. Dallas is so fucked. Ceedee is going to hold out. Micah Parsons also is looking for big money. And guess what? Guess who else is looking for money? Because he was early on caught up. Dak Prescott. My God, Dak Prescott and Ceedee Lamb, I got to bamboozle Jerry Jones into fucking paying him way early. Ceedee has all the right and all the leverage in the world. Dak is just using his MVP caliber season and his regular season success to hold him hostage again. And there's no better owner than to hold hostage, right? Let me get the light here. There's no better owner to hold hostage than Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones caves to players that he likes. I'm not saying the CD shouldn't get paid. He absolutely needs to get paid because he is one of the best wide receivers, one of the best wide receivers and underrated wide receivers in the game, because he doesn't make a lot of noise. He makes a lot of noise with his stats. All right. And you take him out of that game and you're fucked. So I honestly, I think that they're going to go CD first, then Micah, and they're probably going to talk something to Dak to get him next year, because if you take CeeDee Lamb out of the mix, Dak ain't going to have that year that he had last year. Let's be honest. Okay. Dak is a good quarterback, but I still hate that motherfucker. So, but CeeDee Lamb has all the leverage in the world, and he will get fucking paid. Don't be surprised if it's guaranteed money up to the status of Justin Jefferson, $110 million guaranteed. There's no doubt about it. You got to be a dumbass, all right, not to do that. Not to, as a Cowboys fan, please, you got to be a complete idiot, all right. If you do not lock CeeDee Lamb right now and let him get in, already. Damn it, he needs to report. But this one is rough because he's holding out completely. He's holding out 100%. Brandon Ayuk, who to me is the dumbest bastard in the world, did report to training camp, but is declining to practice. This has been like the most on and off ridiculous trade request, free agency, because unlike CeeDee Lamb, all right, even Tua Tagovailoa and Jordan Love, Brandon Ayuk has no leverage whatsoever. The 49ers could give a shit about locking this guy up before the season starts. All right, Ricky Pearsall, I know he's going to start the year in the physical, in the pup list, I guess the physical list you can't performing, unable to perform physically unable to perform, something like that. But he'll be back. But look, the 49ers got wide receivers, man. They got weapons. They got Christian McCaffrey. They got targets that they could give Gary Kittle. They got Debo, all right, if healthy. All right. Juwan Jennings can do what Brandon Ayuk can do. So they could wipe his ass. The 49ers are wiping their ass with Brandon Ayuk because Brandon Ayuk has no leverage whatsoever. Now, Trent Williams is holding out of camp, 11-time Pro Bowler. This guy's a veteran, but he is a top offensive lineman here. All right. He skipped the start of training camp. All right. And, he is possible seeking more guaranteed money. It's the end of a 6-year extension that is inked back to 2021, which takes him about in excess of $30 million per season. This guy wants to lock it up, man. This one, he might get paid before Brandon Ayuk. I can tell you that much. Trent Williams, mark my words, is going to get paid before Brandon Ayuk gets any money. Freaking Brandon Ayuk, my friend. Dude, listen, man, come on. Brandon Ayuk, man, he got offers. All right. And the difference between the offers were what? Like $1.5 million. He was looking for 30 and got like 28.5 or 26.5 or 27.5. It's not a lot of money difference. But this dude, come on. This dude is just ridiculous. On the other hand, Trent Williams will get paid. It's not a matter of if or when. He'll get paid. Hanson Reddick, this is a new one, holding out of training camp as well. He was acquired via trade in April, and the Jets, his current deal, So neither he or the Jets apparently have been on the same page with the financials. So even though the Jets added him as their top edge president in 2024, we are seeing disagreements within the Jets. This one might get a little dicey. This one might splash over into the season. And last but not least, we have the Bengals wide receiver, which we knew, Jamar Chase, broke out today that he is going to be holding out as well and practice. But Jamar Chase is going to get locked down. All right. T. Higgins took the franchise tag, publicly said, hey, this might be my last run with the Bengals. Yes, he will, because they gotta lock up Jamar Chase before the season starts. Jamar Chase is gonna be a must. Joe Shiesty, Slim, my name's Slim Shady. My name is Slim Shiesty, with his new haircut and his new freaking blonde hair, Slim Shady. There's no way in hell he's gonna let that team not lock up Jamar Chase before the season starts. That's a given. That's why T. Higgins is saying what he's saying, that he's not gonna be back next year. I don't blame him either. It's fucking Jamar Chase, man. He's up there with, Ceedee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, man. All right. These are the guys that are the prime wide receivers. And when you have connections like he does with Joey B, with Slim Shiesty, Joe Burrow, there's no way in hell the quarterback is gonna be instrumental in making sure he stays there. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Let me go back here. Let me go share our screen again. Let's go back and react on these stupid USA Today came up with their, maybe I'll bring this up here. USA Today, it is talking, let's talk about records. I'm not going to go too deep into this shit, but we're going to go ahead and dive in real quick. Let's start with the AFC West. They are predicting the Chiefs to go 13-4. Justin Watson got hurt today. That doesn't mean anything. All right, because Patrick Mahomes threw to a bunch of cat drivers and plumbers last season and still won a Super Bowl. 13-4, that seems accurate to me. Hollywood Brown, the addition of Hollywood Brown is going to be huge. Rashid Rice, let's see what happens with him. That's going to be the big if. But so far, he is starting the season. Chargers at 9-8. I think this is way too many games to get the Chargers at 9-8. I know it's John Harbaugh, but that team is not good. Apart from the quarterback, that team has nothing else. A decent defense. Nothing else apart from the quarterback. I know coaching matters, right? However, he doesn't have the horses to go 9-8. I disagree with his 9-8 for the Chargers. I'm thinking more of look, they're gonna have more games. They're gonna win more games. I think more of 7-9. Right? You know what I mean? It's like not 7-9, 7-10. That's where I give it, or maybe 8-9. That's more realistic. But a game less. Raiders 6-11. I think it's spot on. That team did not get better. They lost Josh Jacobs. They got to figure out a way to give Devontae Adams a fucking ball. And age is getting up there. Broncos 4-13. That could be pretty fucking accurate. That could be very, very accurate. I'm okay with that. AFC North, the Bengals 11-6. This is the division where you might get another 3 teams to make the playoffs, or probably 4 teams. Bengals 11-6. That seems to be pretty accurate. Browns 10-7. I actually do not see the Browns having a better record than the Ravens, or the same records in the Ravens or the Steelers. I think that's caca. Maybe 9-8 this year. They ain't going to have that resurgence like they did last year. Ravens, I think the Ravens are being short in a game here. Maybe 11 wins, just like the Bengals maybe. Steelers, I think the Steelers can go 10-7. You know what I'm saying? You got to swap places with the Browns. And the Steelers and the Browns got to swap places. The Steelers got better. They got better quarterback play, whether it's going to be Russell Wilson or whether it's going to be Justin Fields. They going to have better quarterback play this year, and they win. They made the playoff last year with freaking Kenny Pickett. AFC South, the Colts 11-6. That's pretty high. I know Anthony Richardson is back. They do have a nice team, hopefully healthy, but I think the Jags is the Jags division. It's not the Jags division to win anymore, but the fact that you got the Texans 9-8, dude, I got the Texans probably winning the most games. Give the 11 wins to the Texans. All right, maybe 10 to 11 wins to the Texans. I see the Colts probably going 9-8. All right, maybe 10-7. Jags, yeah, Jack's lost some pop with Calvin Ridley. But you can't count him out. You got Trevor Lawrence, who just, got newly signed. So tough division. Teams here are good. But I see the Texans winning the division, probably with the 11 wins or 10 wins, and the Colts and the Jags battling for second. The Titans, 6-11. That's pretty accurate in my book. Oh my gosh, the Jets 12-5, and they got them. USA Today Sports have them winning the Super Bowl. Definitely a lot of crack. 12-8 is not out of this world. I'm looking more at 11-6 because the Bills are not better. I think the Bills are going to be the third best team in that division. The Dolphins can probably compete and go 11-6. I think the Dolphins are not an 8-9 team. I mean, they still have a lot of offensive pop, man. They have a lot of players. They have great running backs in Mostert and freaking and the Wagner Achane, yeah. You know what I'm saying? For them to be predicted 8-9, we know that the writers here at USA Sports are smoking Mac crack, bro, right there with Hunter. Bills at 10-7. I think the Bills are going to go 8-9. I swapped those records. I think the Dolphins can go 10-7, 11-6. Jets can win 12 games. I mean, Aaron Rodgers healthy with that team, that defense last year. With this year, it's going to be dividends. They're going to win more games. I mean, they won like 7 games last year with what you call his name? I forget his fucking quarterback already. He's with Denver now. The homie Hopper. What's his name? So the Patriots, that's the complete disrespect for the Patriots, but I think 3, maybe 5 wins is the ceiling for the Patriots right now. Let's see what we got here. Let's get back. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry about that, guys. My second damn monitor is not working today, so I am a little pissed off. So I'm checking back and forth from Rumble as well. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right, back to the greedy here. Let's go to the NFC West. 49ers, absolutely. The 49ers are going to run that division. 13-4. Don't be surprised if they win 14 games. They're that damn good. With Brandon or not. Rams 10-7. I'm okay with that. Man, they're giving the Seahawks not a lot of wins here. 5-12. I think the Seahawks are going to have a better record than the Cardinals, regardless of having Harrison Jr. Trey McBride is nasty, and let's see how Kyler Murray comes back. That's a big question. He's been hurt. He barely played last season. I think more 6 wins, maybe 7-10 is accurate, but I think the Seahawks can get 7 wins. But the Rams, the Rams are 10-7. I don't be surprised the Rams pull 11 games out of their ass and go 11-6. It's not out of this world. Packers 13-4. No respect for the Lions, the last year's division winner. Don't sleep on those Lions. They are as good as they were last year. 11-6. I think the Lions are going to win the division again. I think the Packers might go 11-6, and the Lions might go 12-5. Lions can win more, might go 12-5, and I think there will be the division winners. Bears are 9-8. I'm sorry, I'm not drinking the Caleb Williams Kool-Aid. 9-8, maybe 7-10. 9-8, too many wins at 9 games. They're not going to win 9 games. They're going to win 7. They're not going to pull a C.J. Stroud and the Texans remix from last year. Vikings are 5-12. That's low, man. Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Addison. Let's see how he comes back mentally. He said that he was in a bad space when he got caught with his DUI last week. They got a couple of question marks. Hawkinson is going to be fully healthy. I think they're more of a 7-10, 8-9 team. It's because of the quarterback play. I think with that quarterback play, they could get 8 games at least. 5-12 seems a little dismal. Even with Sam Darnold, man, he has some good players in that team, especially the best wide receiver in football. I think the crack pipe needs to be put down here by these writers. The Falcons 9-8. This is such a shit show, a crapshoot division. Any of these records right here, Panthers are very accurate, 4-13, maybe 5 games. But I think the Bucs should win this division. They are the better team. They're better than the Saints with Captain Kirk Cousins. I think it makes him a legitimate contender here. But I think this division is so bad that you might have a few 9-8 teams here. I think the Bucks are contenders, man. I think a second year for Baker, more comfortable in the offense. I honestly think that it's going to be a toss-up between the Bucks and the Falcons winning this division, and I might give them. I think whoever wins 10 games here takes the division, and honestly, it could be the Bucks, it could be the Falcons. So, all right, going back to the NFC East. Finally, my Giants are in this division. 10-7 for the Eagles, 8-9 for the Cowboys, 7-10 for the Commanders. 7-10, that's okay for the Commanders. I think that's pretty accurate. I think they're hoping for lightning in the bottle. We know what's his name brings to the table, and Jaden Daniels. He's that kind of quarterback that can definitely hustle up some wins on his own with his athletic ability. But yeah, I think 7-10 is accurate. Dallas 8-9, 10-7 for the Eagles. I think this is a little low on wins. I honestly think the Eagles can win 11 games or 12 in this division. Dallas, same thing. Dallas can go 11-6. All right. And the Eagles can go 12-5. So the Giants 4-13, that's less games. And it's kind of like the same thing we won last year. I think Malik Neighbors gives us a better opportunity to score more this year. We don't have Saquon Barkley, huge hit. But, I think having oh my gosh, what's his name? Singletary as a combo two-way kind of guy. He could catch the football and run. He's no Saquon, but I think we might be able to score some points. It's all about how good that offensive line is, and if Daniel Jones can stay healthy and kind of give us a remix of another remix of that year that he actually went to the Pro Bowl and won that playoff game against Minnesota. I think the Giants might win 6 games, maybe 7. I'm a realistic Giants fan. I think they'll win more than 4 games. I think we have a better team than last year. Our defense is absolutely much better. And I think this defense has got to keep them in games, and they should be able to ink out some really, close games with some really bad competition. So, yeah, definitely USA Today Sports smoked some crack here by having the Dolphins only winning 8 games. I'm going to give you my out of the crapshoot here. Chargers 9-8. That's fucked up. That's not going to happen. The Steelers winning less games than the Browns, that's messed up too. The Ravens actually 10-7. No, I think the Ravens are going to have a better record. The Texans not winning 11 games, it's ridiculous. All right, they should be the favorites in that division with how loaded they've got in this offseason. And they got CJ Stroud, who is the truth, the next guy. Jets are 12-5, that's believable, but the Dolphins should have more than 8 wins. 49ers, fine. Rams, I'm okay with that, probably even better. Packers, they're suspecting the Lions. I think flip that number. 13-4 should be the Lions, maybe 12-5. I think the Packers probably win 11 games this year, which is an increase. The Bears 9-8. Again, crack status for the writers here. No way in hell the Bears win 9 games. I don't care. I'm not drinking the Caleb Kool-Aid. And look, the Eagles at 10-7. They did get better. Eagles should win. The Cowboys and the Eagles are going to win more games. Dallas is not going 8-9, and neither is the Eagle going 10-7. They're going to win more games than that. That is my record prediction reaction here for USA Today. They definitely are smoking some of that good shit. All right. What do we got here? Oh man. Let's see. Let me go check out what I got going on here on my other screen here. But yeah, that's what I got regarding football, man. The holdouts. We talk a little about the holdouts and stuff like that. So, here's another headline that I wanted to kind of like go over here. The NFL. There you go. Let me bring this up. The NFL Player Association and the Player Association and the NFL are on very high level conversations of adding an 18th regular season game to the schedule. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. I mean, adding another game, which hopefully what they're saying is that this will lead on to President's Day weekend where everybody's off. Well, not everybody's off the next day. I am actually. I'm off on almost every holiday because of my job. But I usually take the day off after the Super Bowl because I'm usually pretty hungover, man. And I don't want to. And I party that day, man. My boy Jamil throws a rager at his house, man. He's been doing it now for like 15 years, and we get wild, man. It's one of those late games. And having a holiday the next day for the kids not to go to school, it's unbelievable because my kids don't stay for the whole game, for the whole party. And the fact that I don't have to take a day off, use my vacation time, I think it's awesome. So, yeah, this is great. The fact that they could extend by one more game, reduce one more preseason game and add another regular season game, that's money. That's money. We know what's going to happen. It's money. All right, moving on. There you go. This is on the in case you missed it. Shit. Let's talk about Kieth Oberman, man. I've lost all respect for Kieth Oberman as a person. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He has gone bonkers since he left the sports world. Okay, Kieth Oberman brought this up the other day. He completely bashed. Let me see if I have that. Let's go over here. He completely bashed the celebration, and I could have sworn I had it here. I can't believe I deleted that. He bashed the celebration for the Mark Carpenter celebration where the individuals of the Cardinals did this. Put the hand up and cover the ear. Kieth Oberman went on ham saying that, blow up the Cardinals. They are Nazis and white supremacists because they thought they were doing the Trump, hey, the ear, power up after he got shot, that kind of shit. So he took out to Twitter. I could have sworn I had that, damn it, and I don't. Man, I can't believe I deleted that. But yeah, he went on hammered because, supposedly they were celebrating by giving Donald Trump props and being Trump supporters. Guess what, man, Keith? He doesn't speak with any substance anymore. That celebration where they put their hands up like this, it's not because they're not saying anything. They're not doing anything Trump related. All right. It's a celebration that is supposed to mimic a DJ with earphones cupped. This started earlier in the month, inspired by Burleson's rapper nickname Biscuit. Definitely not political. It's completely off base, that what Kieth Oberman did. Stupid. He went on a tirade on his high horse. And this is Kieth Oberman now, man. He is a crazy, deranged old man that is just going with takes out of this fucking world. Out of this world. And just not right, man. I mean, he just goes in there and messes up with people. All right. So, Kieth Oberman is a complete crackhead. Complete crackhead. Do me a favor, Keith. Please go back to the days I used to watch you in ESPN, even though you can never go back to that because you're fucking nuts. All right, moving on to another headline here. We have Tyreek Hill got embarrassed by a kid on his camp. Let's go ahead and share this. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me make this bigger. Let's go back. Sorry about that. Oh, look at this. Oh. God damn, keep pausing. Why is it quiet? Keep pausing. Great concentration by the young lady. Oh, and oh, crap. I don't know how much was Tyreek Hill allowing that, right? Allowing that. But it's all part of the show. It's all part of the show. Let's take a look at this again. Let's take a look at this. She lines up. And I know he's not going to play her tight. Tyreek Hill can smoke anybody, even as a... So he's taking it easy. He's not really going 100%, but that's kind of cool, though. You got to give the girl credit, because right there, that was a legit crack. That was a legit crack by her right there. So, Tyreek Hill is a good dad. He has 12 kids. Tyreek Hill is a good dad, bro. He has 12 kids, whether they're all, from different baby mamas. or whatever the case may be. But he's practicing for when he's playing with his kids outside football. Out of those 12 kids, man, some of them is gonna have to be an NFL player or 2 or 3 because they're really good genes. That's why he's spreading the seed all over this God's green earth. I think they just pop up, man. I think he doesn't believe in contraceptives. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got here. And staying on some of the politic here, as you all know, man, Kamala Harris is now the leading candidate for replacing Joe Biden. Sleepy Joe decided to step down, and he's still the president, but he's not going to run because of why he thinks that the best solution here is for them to win, is for the Democrats to win, is for Kamala Harris to run instead of him. I don't give a fuck. I'm not voting for either one of them. I'm not voting for Kamala. I wasn't going to vote for Joe either. But Kamala Harris is now the golden girl, raised a shitload of money, and I got a couple of different things here that is hilarious. Check out this clip in this interview from Kamala Harris.
What did you do to become the presidential nominee of your party?
Well, sometimes you just have to hawk Tua and spit on that thing,
What did you do to...
I'm sorry, I had to play that. That was pretty fucking funny, though. But sometimes I got to make that into a clip. You got to hawk Tua and spit on that thing. But in more serious notes, folks, as you said, we've had a lot of things happen the last few days. Yesterday, we had a bunch of riots because Mr. Prime Minister NetanYahu.
Gays for God.
Mr. NetanYahu, Prime Minister of Israel, came here to plead his case to Congress. And it was a pretty good speech. I give him credit. This is one of the things that he said. And, of course, the Capitol was on fire yesterday. All the Palestine supporters, bunch of dumbasses, burning USA flags, defaming property. Look, man, this line right here is hilarious and is absolutely true 100%. Check out one of the lines that Mr. Netanyahu had to say here based about the protesters of Palestine.
Protesters hold up signs proclaiming gays for Gaza. They might as well hold up signs saying chickens for KFC.
That's pretty fucking funny, and he's right. If they only knew what they do to gays and women in the Middle East, what Hamas does and the law against gays, they would probably think second. Today's generation, man, they're fucking dumbasses. But I want to give you the whole breakdown. This is really the best way to explain what's going on right now. All right. Best way from...
And the election went from drool runnings to cool...
All right, ready. Hold on a second. Best way to explain what's going on with the current election and the changes with Kamala being put in there, Biden being out. Best way to explain it right here is my boy Andrew Schultz. If you don't know Andrew Schultz, he's a hell of a stand-up comedian. Yeah, he has some takes that are not wild. He's not really, he does politics too, but he jokes a lot about them. And this is pretty good. This is spot on. Regardless of the fact whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, the way he explained this from a comical way is fucking hilarious. And he does make some valid points. I want you to listen to this because it's fucking funny. Or watch this.
Biden is out and Kamala is in. The election went from drool runnings to cool runnings faster than a female cop can fumble her firearm. Move over, RFK. This November, we've got a new throat goat, and apparently her headshots don't miss. Kamala Harris, or as we call her, War Hawk Tua, the half-black, half-Indian. Parents met at a...
Oh, man, War Hawk Tua.
7-Eleven robbery is officially the Democratic nominee. Surely the Dems, the party that calls Trump the end of democracy, surely they allowed the voters to choose Kamala, right? What? No? Wait, there's no right to choose? Guys, this is a presidential election, not a woman's body in Oklahoma. Now, I don't want to seem like a flat earthing, dinosaur denying, believe all women conspiracy theorist, but it kind of feels like the Democrats dragged Biden's lifeless corpse through the campaign long enough to avoid a primary so they could place whoever they wanted as the nominee. And that's about as democratic as North Korea's Got Talent. Sidebar, last year's winner, Ching Chong Chestnut, ate 46 rats.
He makes a valid point. They had this figured out all along. They placed the candidate there that they wanted without going through the electoral process. Because remember, she didn't run in the primaries. It's a bit communist or socialist, isn't it?
Congratulations, Ching Chong. That's a lot of rats. We'll look forward to seeing how many you eat next year. What I'm saying is they used a vegetable to install a plant. And honestly, we would have been happier with a fruit. But the reality is it doesn't matter. Last week, Trump became invincible. Literally. He was leading before, and now he's number one with a bullet. At this point, if the Dems wanted to beat Thrifty Cent, they'd have to run George Washington. And Kamala could work for him. Paid. Now, why is Trump invincible? Because he has the power of Hulkamania, obviously, brother, with a hard R, and also because this pimple-lipped, pug-faced incel, we'll call him a trench bulldog, tried to make Trump's brain public domain. Fortunately, even a bullet couldn't make Donald open-minded. Now, getting a shot off at the president must be an incredibly difficult thing to accomplish. I mean, not as difficult as finding binoculars to fit his eyes. Jesus, he looks like the sloth from Ice Age, but he must have designed a pretty ingenious plot to circumvent the Secret Service and oh, what's that? Wait, you're saying that Herbie Potter was just walking around with a loaded gun like he was on an Alec Baldwin set? He was carrying a fucking ladder and a range.
Oh shit, he was walking around with a loaded gun like in a Baldwin set. Pretty good fucking analogies.
He propped it up on a building that had cops in it, positioned himself on the roof with a perfect sight line to the president, and no one did anything? This Mickey Mouse security detail was so goofy it made Donald duck. Oh boy. Who's in charge of the Secret Service? A lady? Wait, what? Seriously? Well, of course she didn't have anyone on top of the building. Women only care about shots on a roof when there's a pool party. Now, I don't want to seem like a Bigfoot tracking, moon landing denying Jews don't control the weather conspiracy theorist, but it doesn't exactly feel like a 20-year-old fetal alcohol face McLovin should be able to infiltrate the most advanced security detail in history. I mean, the only other thing he's penetrated was his palm. Did Kim Cheadle hire Epstein's NyQuil Night Watch? What the fuck is going on here? This just doesn't feel right. And that's the problem. Nothing feels right. We have officially entered the post-truth age. We can't trust the media. We can't trust the government. We can't trust the pharmaceutical industry. We can't even trust the food we eat. So who can you trust? Me, your good friend Schultzy. This episode has been brought to you by Pfizer. There is no promo code. There's nothing to fill out. They're already inside you. But before we bitch, whine, and complain, just remember, like it or not, this is what we asked for. We wanted fast content that makes us feel good. We want politicians who lie to us. We want sugary food to fill us up and pills to slim us down. We don't want what's good for us. We want what's convenient. So we made our bed. Might as well get comfy. Sleep tight.
He's absolutely right.
Biden.
He's absolutely right. This is the world that we live in. No truth seeking, no context. People like to have the short version of the story, even though the short version doesn't tell the whole story or gives it to you in the right context. This is the world that we've ourselves gotten ourselves into, and we now have it. And when I say we, I'm part of this world. I didn't want it, all right? But this is a new generation. We're all too fucked. This new generation is too fucking lazy to do research, all right? Even though they have the easiest way to do research in my generation, all right? We ain't walking to no fucking library. It's in the palm of your hand. Nobody wants to see the truth. They just want to get told what they want to hear. Sometimes the truth hurts. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what they want to hear. They only want to hear what's going to make them feel better, even though if it's wrong or whether it's wrong or not. That's where we live, and that's where we're in the scenario we're in today. People may disagree with both candidates, Kamala, Joe, or even Donald Trump. At this point, you have to vote for the lesser of both evils. But America's not in a great space right now. America's fucked. We don't have a lot of support. And it's not just the politicians that are running the show. It's not the politicians anymore. Politicians have a lot of people have a lot of people reaching into their pockets and putting in money and controlling them that way. And that's the problem. There's a lot of power outside of Washington that's influencing these politicians. Something needs to be changed. Accountability needs to be held. There needs to be a process of checks and balances where we limit the corruption for these fucking lifelong career politicians. That's the problem. We have lifelong career politicians that are in billionaires' pockets, and they're going to keep doing the same shit over and over again until this gets changed. Something has to change. Term limits, I don't know. I'm not a fucking politician, and I don't want to be one. But again, things have to change. We have to go back to the drawing board. Not change the Constitution, but amend certain things like we need to have age limits. How long can you be in fucking Congress? Not 20, 30 years. We need to have age limits. If we have age restrictions, right? If we have a minimum to run for president, there should be a limit age where you could not run for president. All right. I'm sorry. It's not discrimination against old people, but it needs to happen. That's the reason we're in the problem we're in today. Same thing for Congress. Same thing for the Senate. It doesn't matter. We are fucked right now because we, as a government, have put it this way. And unfortunately, there's a new generation that has been created. I'm a father myself, and I'm raising my kids to be raised the way I was fucking raised. You know what I'm saying? With tough love, all right, with truth, all right, with faith, and an ass whooping when they need it every once in a while. So we've gone away from that. The stuff that made us men, that made us women, all right? Successful men and successful women in this life. We've gone away from those values because those kids, because of sensitivity, the butthurtness, all right, the fucking bullshit that nobody wants to hear about. They just want to hear what they want to hear. It's complete horseshit. Andrew Schultz playing it best in a comical way, man. This guy goes both ways. He doesn't like Trump either. He doesn't like anybody. But he said it in a very neutral way, in a comical way. That's where we stand. Anyway, do exercise your vote, your right to vote. It is the most fundamental vote right in the world, man. You know what I mean? I'm an immigrant myself. I was born in a communist country. I've been here most of my life, more than anywhere else. And I enjoy the freedom of voting. Just do it smart. Do your fucking research. All right. Don't go by the media. Do your research before make your decisions. Stop listening at short content that just only gives you what that narrative they want you to believe. Look at a whole picture in this full context before making a decision. That's not just with politics. That's just a way of life, man. With your job. All right. With your friends. Look at the whole picture, man. Take a look at the whole picture, not the one snippet. Thank you, everybody, for listening, man. Again, Cricket is on vacation this week. I'm telling you, we're going to get more regular back-to-back shows with Cricket when he gets back. And, the football season is going to start. Starting during football, we're going to go. The show is going to be aired on Mondays, right? So we could hit all the top takeaways from the NFL. Cigars and Sports, we'll be back next Friday. We're working on a nice guest, man. Surprise guest for y'all. Nice. Not going to break up. But me and Jim will be back. It's part of the July is a tough month, man, as having family and kids. I like to spend summers doing a lot of different things with my kids, man. So came back from vacation, man, a little rusty, but enjoyed vacation. So thank you very much, everybody, whoever watched and listens. I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. This is your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast. By the way, I'm going to be forced to take the Twitter X premium subscription. I just found out that I cannot go live unless I have a premium subscription. They finally got me for that fucking blue check mark. I'm going to have to fucking get it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Network, Sports Talk Network, signing out. Peace out, y'all. See you next week.
Yo!